What is up, Rage Nation? We are back with another behind-the-scenes video of what it takes to get an interview these days, or at least how we do it. We are joined by Jessie Williams for the band ANKOR. How you doing, ma'am?
Hi, how are you? I'm good.
I'm
Pleasure
fantastic.
to be here.
Yeah, we're pumped up to have you on the show. I mean, I'm glad you guys came through well with all the storms in Spain. So
yeah, thank you.
That's awesome. But yeah, we've been enjoying your music here on Indie Rage Radio, so it's an absolute pleasure to get to talk to you.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here as well. I'm very happy.
All right, before we get kick-started on the radio interview, we are Indie Rage Radio. We're a digital radio station and an internationally syndicated radio show. We play independent and unsigned bands. And if you want to check out more about us, indierageradio.com. All right, here we go. Segment 1 in 3, 2, 1. Indie Rage Radio, indierageradio.com. I am absolutely pumped for this episode. We are joined by the lead vocalist and screamer of the Spanish alternative metal band ANKOR, Jessie Williams. How you doing, ma'am?
Hi, hello. I'm good. How are you?
Man, I am fantastic. Really excited to talk about your music. But first, segment 1, we always play a game because the Rage Nation, they are sometimes to their detriment a nosy bunch. So they want to get to know Jessie a little bit better, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
We're going to play 10 rounds with Mikey O. It's kind of like a this or that. So I'm going to give you a few different things, and you tell me which one you like the best, okay?
Oh, I like this. Okay, yeah.
All right, round number 1. Oh, and the first few ones, since you're from Bristol, UK, we're going to keep this UK. Here we go.
Okay.
Round number 1, mushy peas or breakfast beans?
Oh, this is a tough one. Breakfast beans. It has to be. Yeah. It has to be that one.
Why?
I don't know. I love both. I love both. But baked beans have something very special. I just love them. And I like the Heinz ones, just a can of baked beans, you know, the cheap ones. Those are the best for me. So baked beans, it has to be.
There you go. Round number 2. Manchester United, Arsenal, or Chelsea?
Neither.
Oh!
Barca.
All right. We got it right in. Nice.
Yeah. I mean, I live in Barcelona since I was little. And my partner's a big Barca fan. So I'm a Barca fan as well.
There you go. Round number 3. No. I jumped ahead of myself. Round number 3. What is the better UK accent?
Oh my God.
Essex, Yorkshire, or Queen's English?
You know what? I wouldn't know what to say because I always get told my English is very neutral because obviously I've lived in Spain most of my life, but most of my family are from Oxford. So I would say probably it would have to be Oxford accent.
There you go.
Because it's probably the one I'm most familiar with. And to me, it sounds very neutral. So probably I would have to go with that one, but I'm not a big expert on UK accents, to be honest. I'm sorry, UK fans, don't kill me.
Now, doing my crack research on the internet, apparently Essex has been voted as the sexiest UK accent. Yeah.
Okay, I'll look for it. I'll have to look for it because I'm not very sure how it sounds, but I'm going to look for that.
All right, round number 4, tea or coffee?
Coffee all the way. And a big mug of coffee in the morning, always.
All right, round number 5. Who is the better English rock vocalist? Freddie Mercury, Robert Plant, or Ozzy Osbourne?
Freddie, without a doubt.
Yeah, no doubt. He could go every octave.
Yeah, he's amazing. Like, he was amazing. So it has to be Freddie.
Gotcha. All right, round number 6, metalcore or pop punk?
Oh, metalcore. I would have to say metalcore. Yeah, because lyrics, I like pop punk as well. But as to lyrics, I used to be an emo kid. So I think I relate more to metalcore lyrics and the themes and topics they sing about.
Hey, don't say used to. Emo kids never die.
That is true. It is in me. That's true. You're totally right.
All right. Round number 7, summer or winter?
Oh, winter. Winter.
How are the winters in Spain?
At least here in summer, it's unbearable. It's so humid. So we can't even sleep. Like you're sweaty all night. So it
Oh,
has to
snap.
be. And I have to say, winter's quite cold. But when you're cold, I find it easier to get warm. Light up the fireplace, just put loads of clothes on. But when you're hot, there's nothing you can do about it. It's disgusting. So winter all the way for me.
I've said that forever. We're located in Louisiana in the States. And the humidity down here is absolutely horrible as well. So I feel you.
Yeah.
All right, round number 8, pizza or hamburger?
Pizza.
Yeah, what's your favorite topping?
Pizza's my favorite food because you can have it so many different ways. So it has to be pizza. Loads of cheese. I would say onion. We put olives here. I know it's something very Spanish apparently to put olives, or like very European to put olives on pizza. But olives on pizza are fantastic. Mushrooms as well. Yeah, the cheese all the way.
See, it sounds like you might like the Supreme pizza here in the States because it's got tons of cheese. It has olives. It's got mushrooms and pretty much every vegetable.
Oh, there you go. That sounds fantastic. I need to have that when we're over.
All right, number 9, CD or digital download?
I like both, but I would have to say digital nowadays because it's the easiest. Like wherever I am, it's the easiest way to listen to music. But I do like to collect CDs of bands I like as well.
Ooh, what's your most
It's true that
CD?
I don't use them too often because like not even my laptop doesn't even have a CD reader anymore, so I can't even put it in. But yeah, digital, I would have to say. And my favorite CD, I think, would be Avril Lavigne's the first album, Let Go.
Yeah.
It's one of the first ones I bought, and Avril Lavigne was the first artist that I started listening that got me a bit into like the rock world. So hers for sure.
Yeah, that was a strong album. I hate when you buy albums and like one song's good, like the radio hit's good, and the rest of the album sucks.
Exactly.
But that had banger after banger.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
All right, and round number 10, the finale of 10 Rounds with Mikey O, mohawk or mullet?
Oh, mohawk, for sure. Yeah.
I saw a little pause there. You thought for a second, didn't
you?
Yeah,
because mullets now are a trend. They're in again. So I had a doubt there, but yeah, mohawk.
All right, that is 10 Rounds with Mikey O and Jessie from ANKOR.
That was fun.
All right, so the first song we're going to play, throughout the show, you guys have done a thing called chapters, and it is absolutely epic. If you haven't seen it, go to ANKOR Music on YouTube. Go check it out. You can also swing over to Indie Rage Radio on YouTube and check out our reactions. But we're going to play 3 throughout the show of my favorite chapters, and then we're going to play chapter 7 that you guys released about a week ago at the very end of the show. So my favorite chapter is chapter 1, Dark Beat.
Okay.
This song is so epic. You guys weave in so many different musical styles into this song, and it is so homogenous. Like it goes and like musically, lyrically, you can do everything. You have a beautiful singing voice. You have a savage scream. It blew me away. I was speechless at the end of it. So
thank you.
Dark Beat is definitely my first chapter, and we'll get to something in segment 2 that I kind of saw on your YouTube page. It kind of perplexed me, but let's talk about Dark Beat right now.
Okay.
Now you are playing the female protagonist in the video. Did you guys give her like a behind the scenes name by any chance?
Actually, no. I never thought of her as someone else. I always thought of her as me. It's not a real story, thankfully, but I've always like pictured that character as Jessie. It's me in a different reality, maybe. I don't know.
And the videos that you guys have produced for their chapters are movie quality. Absolutely stunning storyline, beautiful visuals. So in Dark Beat, you guys are just on a date. You're having fun at an arcade. You're walking around town, and then tragedy strikes.
Exactly. And actually, when I said like I feel like the character's me, that's a good video to represent it because, well, David, who's the guitar player, is my partner in real life as well. And in that video, we're just walking around Barcelona, and we go to places in the video where we usually go when we're on a date. So we go to that arcade, we go to that shop. The shop where we recorded is actually our favorite shop in Barcelona, and we go there all the time. So basically, we went to places and did things that we do on our daily basis. That's why it represents us 100%, except for the tragic part, of course. But yeah.
And I hate to ruin it so much for people who haven't seen it, but when the tragedy strikes, I thought you did it at first.
Yeah.
I stopped the video and I was like, "Oh my God,
it's
what happened?"
More people. I think quite a few people thought it was me. I was the killer, but no, I'm innocent. But yeah, it can look like it, of course, at the beginning. Like you see my face all splashed with blood.
Yeah.
Sorry for the spoiler here, but it could be me, but it's not.
If you haven't seen the video for Dark Beat, go to YouTube right now. Put in ANKOR, ANKOR, Dark Beat. Prepare to be wild. But here it is. You're going to listen to it right now. Here's Dark Beat from ANKOR on Indie Rage Radio. All right, very cool.
Nice.
All right, segment 2, we're going to talk a little bit about the band, how you guys met, all that good stuff. I know you probably answered that a million times.
It's fine. It's actually fun, so I like answering that.
Awesome. All right, here we go. Segment 2 in 3, 2, 1. Indie Rage Radio, IndieRageRadio.com. Welcome back. We are here with Jessie Williams. She is the lead vocalist and the lead screamer for the band ANKOR. They're based in Spain. And if you haven't checked them out, ANKORmusic.com, ANKOR music.com. You can get to all their social media right there. But of course, if you plug their band name in X, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, you're going to find them, as well as your favorite streaming site. So go out there, stream their music, purchase their music, and get yourself some merch. I see you guys got vinyl on ANKORmusic.com.
Yes.
That's cool.
We love vinyls. We have vinyls for the last 3 albums. The pre-order for the latest one, we've released a vinyl as well. I think a lot of people buy vinyls. A lot of people collect them. And we like to make like these special editions with splattered discs, and it looks good. So yeah,
that's what I noticed when I was checking out your website. I was like, oh man, these records look bad to the bone.
Yeah, they're very cool.
Beautiful.
I have to say, very cool.
All right, so the band formed in 2003, and I would imagine that's with the 2 guitarists and the bass player, because they were 13 when the band got started, right?
Yeah.
What time did you come around?
Yeah, they were babies, and I was even smaller at the time. They started in 2003, and they actually started in Spanish. So their first, hour was weird to say hour because I wasn't there, but ANKOR's first album was entirely in Spanish and very different to what we do now. And I joined in 2014, so 10 years ago already as well, which is quite a long time. And then our drummer, Eleni Nota, she joined 2 years ago, a bit more than 2 years ago in 2022. And it's actually quite funny, like when I joined the band, because I used to have another band in Barcelona. The guys are from Tarragona, which is a smaller town, an hour away from Barcelona. And they were playing a show in Barcelona, and they sent me a message saying, hey, like, you guys, would you like to open the show for us with the band that I had? I was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. So we opened their show in Barcelona, and their singer left like a couple of weeks after that show, and they had liked what I had done with my band. So they basically just sent me a message saying, hey, our singer left. Do you want to join the band? I was like, yes. I didn't even think about it. So that's how I joined. April 2014, a long time ago.
Yeah, and you kind of alluded to it in segment 1 of the show earlier this hour. I was going to ask you too, because, on your website, it has you billed from Bristol, UK, but you say you spent most of your life in Spain.
Yeah.
How did you guys find your drummer? I mean, she's from Greece.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Very international. We knew Eleni from the band she played in before, which is Nervosa. And the singer they had then, because she's not in the band anymore, is a friend of ours. And she was a great friend of Eleni's. So she recommended that we send Eleni a message to see if she wanted to join, because it's her favorite music. And we sent her a message, and she replied instantly with a yes as well. And that's how she joined. And she lives, of course, I was born in the UK, but I live in Spain. But Eleni lives in Greece. She lives in Athens. So every time we have tours or we have to do something, we just fly her here to Spain. And yeah, that's how we work. Very international.
Speaking of that, you guys got a big European tour coming up at the beginning of 2025. You kick it off in Cologne, Germany, February 7th. And congratulations, by the way, signing with Unified.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's been a great year, I have to say, like loads of exciting stuff. And this tour, like the tour in 2025, I think is the biggest tour we've ever done. We're very excited and we're very happy to have the bands that we have that are joining us. One of them, well, direct support being Conquer Divide, a band that we love, and their latest album is just amazing. So we're very happy about that. It's a long tour. It's almost 6 weeks. I think it's 30 shows, so it's quite a lot, but very exciting. And we have future plans as well for the US at some point.
Hey, nice.
So yeah.
Very cool. All right. So while Jessie's here, we are talking about some of my favorite chapters from their chapter music video series on YouTube. If you haven't checked it out, go check out ANKOR Music, ANKOR on YouTube. It's going to blow your absolute mind. So earlier this hour, we played Dark Beat. And coincidentally enough, one of my other favorite chapters is Prisoner, Chapter 2. And this is another video that just blew my mind away. Like, okay, so Prisoner, obviously, to me, your character, who we now know her name is Jessie, just like you.
Exactly. Yeah.
In the video.
Yeah. What a coincidence.
I mean, you were dealing with absolute grief and you were a prisoner to grief. And dude, the scene where you start screaming in the shower and you're covered with blood, I had to stop and collect myself for a second because that imagery was powerful. And it was that video where I made the statement that, man, you need to get into acting because your facial expressions are just, I mean, look, some bands, when they're doing acting in a video, you can tell they're acting, but man, you can suspend disbelief and get into the videos because your acting is so amazing. Have you had prior acting experience?
I have done voice acting in Spanish. So I did study for that a couple of years. And I've been in a few movies doing the voice in Spanish for a few films. One of them was actually Trainspotting 2.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, another one's Jack Reacher. The one with Tom Cruise, but I think it's called Never Look Back or Don't Look Back, something like that. I'm in that film in Spanish playing a soldier.
That's cool.
So I've done a bit of that, but like I think we watch a lot of films at home. We love movies. It's what we do every day. So every day we watch series or films. We go to the cinema a lot. We go to movie festivals. So we're very into cinema, movies, and I just like it a lot. I don't know if I'm good at it. But I do know that I'm a very expressive person in my normal life as well. My facial expressions just speak for themselves. So that probably helps as well. But thank you for telling me that I'm good at it. Thank you.
Yeah, you're an absolute, what's the word that I'm looking for here? God, I can't believe I just went brain fart here.
Don't worry.
You're a natural, I guess is what I wanted to say.
Thank you. Thank
That's
you
really good. So in Chapter 2 Prisoner, the protagonist in this video, she is so grief-stricken that, she doesn't want to live anymore. And, we see a bottle of pills. We see what looks like you fell over the banister and hit your head on the floor.
Yeah.
And boy, was that a cliffhanger at the end. And I'm glad that I found out about chapters when Chapter 3 was already made, because the cliffhanger would have just eaten me alive.
Yeah, and you know the thing, when we released Prisoner was actually the first chapter we released. And it was Chapter 2. So we started with Chapter 2. We didn't start with Chapter 1. When people watched Chapter 2, which was Prisoner, they didn't really know the story behind it. And then obviously you see this woman in the shower with blood. And most people believe, I mean, it can be interpreted loads of different ways, but a lot of people think it's from the fall that I've had. I'm lying on the floor with the blood, and that could be the same blood. But if after that you watch Dark Beat, the Dark Beat video, where I'm covered in blood as well, that could be the blood in Prisoner could be the blood from Dark Beat. So it could be my partner's blood as well that I'm washing off, you know? So it can be interpreted a different way, like loads of different ways. But that's one of them. Or it could be my blood. I don't know. If I'm the killer, I could be the killer too. So
exactly. In fact, Dark Beat didn't come out until after chapter 3 as well.
Exactly.
Was that intentional, or did you guys have these videos out and you were like, whoa, let's tell a story with these videos because they're kind of meshing?
It was very intentional. I mean, we did want to go all Star Wars here and not do it in order. So we started with chapter 2, then chapter 3, where you see the pills, as you said, but without people knowing what's going on. And then we wanted to give people a background and understand why the grief, why the depression, why the fear of going out, of facing reality. So we wanted people to understand better what was going on there. But yeah, it's a hard story, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's very emotional.
Yeah. And like I said, very cinematic. If you haven't seen it, go to ANKOR Music on YouTube. You got to go watch this video tonight. Here it is. You're going to hear it. Here's Prisoner from ANKOR on Indie Rage Radio. All right. Very cool. Now,
nice.
Segment 3, we were going to talk about Bristol. Are you very versed? Because since you grew up mostly in Spain, were you very versed, like restaurants and venues and bars in Bristol?
No.
Okay,
I'm not familiar.
Would be better.
We could do Barcelona. I can tell you anything about Barcelona. Yeah, because I moved to Barcelona when I was like 3. So yeah, Barcelona would work better.
Okay, I did see that the band's from Catalina. Is that where you guys are now?
Catalonia. Yeah, exactly.
Catalonia.
Yeah,
okay.
Catalonia's like an autonomous community. We have like different communities in Spain. One of them is Catalonia, and then in Catalonia is Barcelona.
Oh, I gotcha. I got you. It's kind of like a state.
It's like a state, exactly.
Okay.
So Catalonia would be the state.
Okay, gotcha. All right, segment 3, which kicks off hour number 2 of the show. In 3, 2, 1. Indie Rage Radio, IndieRageRadio.com. We are back, kicking off hour number 2 with the lead vocalist and screamer of the Spanish alternative metal band ANKOR, Jessie Williams, here with us. Back for the virtual green room. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so in the show, we are counting down my favorite chapters, which it's funny because they're in sequential order, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3.
Oh, wow. There you go.
And I think my favorite of all time is chapter 3. So I'm really excited about talking about Oblivion. But before we do that, let's talk about Barcelona a little bit. So somebody's taking an international flight from the States. They're coming to Barcelona and they want to have a good time.
Okay.
What is one restaurant that you would recommend that they have to go eat to when they come to Barcelona?
Of course, it depends on what you'd like to eat, of course. But for something typical, this is actually going to be an easy question because we actually recommended, we had a friend from Germany over yesterday in Barcelona and we met up with her. And she asked us this question: where can I go tonight for dinner? So for something very typical from Catalonia, there's this restaurant called Coop, which is Koop. And it's typical paella or fideuà, which is basically rice with seafood all mixed together, which is a delicious dish. And it's the most typical thing you could have in Barcelona. So Coop.
Nice. All right. So they had a great meal at Coop. They want to go see a rockin' show. What venue should they go to in Barcelona that's just lights, action, rock?
I would say 2. There's one that's like very, very famous in Barcelona. That's Razzmatazz. And the second would be Apollo. So we have these two venues, and they're the biggest, let's say, biggest venues before going to like an arena or a stadium. So those two are great venues to play at.
All right, so they got their stomachs full. They worked it off, rocking their faces off at one of these venues. So they want to nightcap it. What's a bar that they should go to that's happening in Barcelona?
More than a bar, I would say a neighborhood, like where Razzmatazz is. So right after the show, you could stay in the same neighborhood and walk a few streets. And it's basically a neighborhood that's full of bars. So there's no houses, no one lives there. It's all offices during the day and then clubs and bars at night. I would say that area, which is called Marina, is one of the best areas to go to. It's more like the metal rock, independent style bars in Barcelona. That's where you can listen to the best music for sure.
Yeah, that's even better. You can get a little pub crawl going.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So while Jessie's here, we are talking about some of my favorite chapters that they have produced. And I have to say my favorite is chapter 3, Oblivion. Right off the bat, you get a feel of, okay, after seeing what happened in chapter 2, you get a feel of, whoa, okay, is she in purgatory? What's going on here? Because you're in a beautiful landscape, and it's kind of slightly blurry, and you're like, whoa, what's going on here? Like, did she die? What were the thoughts coming into making the video for Oblivion?
It's exactly what you said. It's the feeling of being somewhere, like in the lyrics I say at the beginning, like it's such a beautiful place. You're somewhere so beautiful, but you don't really feel like you belong there. So something's wrong with it. It looks too good to be true. And then at the end of the video, we see what this place is. And it's basically oblivion. It's that state between life and death. And let's say the moment where fate or whatever decides if you go one way or the other, right? And in the case of this character, the other reality, Jessie, she obviously knows she doesn't belong in that place. And she's not sure at first, but then as the song goes on and the video goes on, she wants to run away from it. And she wants to go back to her real life, to her friends, to her loved ones, her family. So that was a message we wanted to give, that sometimes you can be in a dark place and not sure how to get out of it, but always rely on the people that love you and that you love, because they are the ones who can help you the most, apart from yourself, of course.
Yeah, and during the video, as you say, you're running away, you're trying to find yourself out of this place. It looks as if death is taking you over. You're becoming your arms, and it's becoming black, and it's running up your neck. Man, I tell you what, that visual right there, whoever came up with that was epic.
Yeah, it's all us. We do everything. We make our videos as well. So we're in charge of everything, the ideas, recording, editing. And we have loads of ideas. So that's something we're quite creative people. So we actually enjoy the process a lot. And it was a way of representing it that was original and different as well. I remember it was really, really cold, very cold. And I was covered in black paint, running around. Obviously, paint was wet. So it was disgustingly cold, running around the snow in black paint, which was horrible. But the result after, it was all worth it.
Yeah. And then, of course, seeing Dark Beat chapter 1, the pure heartbreak of seeing, the love of your life slain right in front of you, to Prisoner, where you're so struck with grief, you don't want to live anymore, to chapter 3, Oblivion, where you're kind of like we said, in purgatory, and you're trying to find your way out of it. I tell you what, you guys made me man mist at the end of Oblivion. I shed a little tear.
Oh, good.
when you woke up and you take that breath, and then the face that you make where you're happy to be alive, I was like, oh, she's happy to be alive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, Oblivion is my favorite chapter too. So we have that in common. It's definitely my favorite chapter, my favorite song. I love it.
If you haven't seen any of the chapters from ANKOR, you got to go check it out. ANKOR Music on YouTube. Also, you can go to Indie Rage Radio, check out our reactions on YouTube as well. Let's go ahead and play it. Here's my favorite chapter. It is Oblivion from ANKOR on Indie Rage Radio. All right, very cool. Segment 4, it's kind of like at the end of the show, so we're putting a bow on everything. We're kind of up against the clock. You know what I mean?
Okay.
All right, here we go. And chapter 7, let's see if I'm pronouncing this right. Shoganai?
Shoganai.
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 Okay. Shoganai.
Perfect.
Gotcha. All right, here we go. Segment 4 in 3, 2, 1. Indie Rage Radio, IndieRageRadio.com. All right, it is that time of the show again. We only get a 2-hour block on this radio station, so it's got to come to an end, sadly. We are joined by Jessie Williams. She's the lead vocalist and the screamer from the band ANKOR, ANKORmusic.com, ANKOR music.com. Go get you a vinyl. Go purchase some merch. Go stream their music. Go buy their music. Go like them and subscribe on YouTube and their social medias. Follow this band because, man, I tell you what, big things in store because you guys have come, I guess, to the point where you have unified behind you now. You guys are going to conquer the world. I know it.
Oh, thank you. I hope so. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. I would like that.
I mean, it's been building up to this. I mean, you guys have done so much as an independent band, as an unsigned band, and now that you have a really big independent label behind you, man, the stars are the limit. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what the future holds for ANKOR. And of course, you're going on that big European tour in February, and you're stopping in your hometown in Bristol playing the Fleece.
Yes, I know. I know. I mean, a lot of people have like told me, you're coming back to Bristol. Do you know what? Do you want to know something funny?
What's that?
I was born in Bristol, but no one from my family lives in Bristol, and no one is from Bristol. Basically, my mum and dad just moved to Bristol, had me there, and then moved away again. So it's probably one of the cities in the UK that I know the least.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited to go and get to know it a bit more, I have to say. Because a lot of people ask me about Bristol, so I should be more informed and have more information to give about it.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. A parallel, the big college here in Louisiana is called Louisiana State University, LSU, and the quarterback for our football team, he is billed from the city that we're in, Lake Charles, but he was only born here too. His dad was a football coach. So essentially, he's lived in Texas his whole life, but for some reason, they still bill him from Lake Charles on national TV. So we're excited about it.
Yeah.
So the people from Bristol, look, they're like, hey, Jessie's ours.
Exactly. I'm from Bristol. I am.
Yeah. All right. So you guys got a lot of great things coming up in the future. Look, I saw you recently released chapter 0. We're going to talk about chapter 7. And I asked you how to pronounce this a few minutes ago, and I already forgot, Jessie.
Shoganai. Don't worry.
Shoganai, yes.
It's a Japanese word.
Yeah, and chapter 7 feels like an ending, possibly, but there is room for a chapter 8. What are we looking at here?
There's no chapter 8. I'm sorry to tell you. There's chapter 7. Chapter 7 is the closure for this era. But a new one will come. I can say that.
Okay.
I can say that. We like telling stories, so we want to tell more stories.
Because in this video, you know, you're moving out.
Yep.
You're remembering everything that happened. And there's too many memories here, it seems like. Like you have to leave.
Yeah.
And you have to start anew. And I said at the end of my reaction, man, it sure would be nice to see the female protagonist find love again.
You never know. Maybe the next saga that we do could be a different reality or the continuation to this one. I have no idea, to be honest. We'll see. Future will tell.
Yeah, and of course, you know, the name of the song is a Japanese term, and it means essentially you know, coming to a realization that everything happened, essentially.
Exactly. Yeah, it happened. You can't do anything about it, so just move on. But what we found out about the word, it's not just the meaning, but they take this as a philosophy as well. So it helps people a lot in Japan. It's a word that doesn't have a translation, that we don't, there's no translation to that word in any other language. Apparently it just exists in Japanese.
Wow.
So basically, if you can't do anything about something, put a solution to a problem, just move on with your life, and learn to start again. So it was a perfect word, actually, to finish and to end with this story and move on. So we see Jessie at the end at the beach, saying goodbye. That's actually Barcelona in the background. It's the port of Barcelona. So it's me saying goodbye to this place and to all the memories, to absolutely everything, and then obviously go and start a new life. So you never know. We could continue this story or maybe start a new one. I don't know.
Yeah. And okay, so it starts off with a static shot. And, you guys have different colors pumped in and stuff like that. And I tell you what, you guys got me in Oblivion. You guys got me again in chapter 7 when the female protagonist's love interest comes back and puts his hand around you and you just soak into him. I was like, bro, what are they're trying to make me cry here. And you got me. Yeah, I have to admit, you got me again.
No,
that shot was absolutely epic.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, chapter 1 to chapter 7, the visuals, the music, everything was so epic. And I just want to speak collectively for everybody. Thank you so much for the journey.
Thank you. Thank you. Because we're very grateful as well, because we've lived these chapters. They started almost 2 years ago. So it's one mini album, but it's been spaced out in 2 years. So we've lived this journey as well with everyone, and we've connected with a lot of new people through these new songs. And it has helped us a lot as well. So we're very grateful to everybody for listening to it, for reacting to it, for crying even, for sharing it and everything. And we feel it's not just our chapters, we feel like it's your chapters as well. It's all of us who've made this possible. And obviously we could have made the chapters, but have no people who are interested in them. But we've seen so many comments and so many people interested in what's going to happen next, in knowing and wanting more. So we feel like it's not just our songs, it's yours as well. So thank you very much. Thank you to you.
She is Jessie Williams for the band ANKOR. Check them out, ankormusic.com, ANKOR. Thank you so much for your time tonight, ma'am.
Thank you.
We're going to end the show out with chapter 7. And Jessie, I'm so embarrassed. Can you say it for me again?
Shogunai. You'll get it right. Shogunai.
For some reason, I keep wanting to say Shigoni. I don't know why.
Shigoni sounds cool too. Shigoni sounds cool. We can change it to Shigoni.
No. I forgot it again.
Shogunai. There you go. You got it.
She is Jessie. I am Mikey O. We'll see ya when we see ya.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, very good. Once again, thank you so much for your time and hanging in there with me.
That was great fun. It was great fun. So thank you for having me.
Yes,
you said 2nd of December, yeah?
Yep, 2nd of December. And I'll be tagging you guys on social media.
Yeah, please do.
So you'll see the notifications.
Please do. If you post like a part of the interview or something on Instagram, tag me if you want, like my Instagram.
Okay.
As well, like Jessie, it's Jessie.Williams. So maybe we can do a shared post as well.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Before we leave, can I get a tag from you? Can you say, hi, this is Jessie from the band ANKOR, and you're listening to Indie Rage Radio?
Of course.
Whenever you're ready.
Hi, this is Jessie Williams from the band ANKOR, and you're listening to Indie Rage Radio.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, ma'am. I appreciate it. You guys
very
kill
much.
it on tour, and
thank you.
I'm looking for the next chapter series.
Yay. Thank you very much. Take care.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.